Hey everybody, welcome to the AI Guide on YouTube, where we're making AI human. What does that mean? It means we're focusing on the human impact of this revolutionary technology. Not how cool it is, although that's nice, but what does it do to human beings? So thanks so much for tuning in. Click the links below. 2 links. One is my book on Amazon, The Beginner's Guide to AI, History and Current Impact on 10 Different Industries. The second link is free resources to learn much more about AI than we can do in these short segments. So thanks again for tuning in, and let's get down to it today. So this week is going to be a 2-part segment. As you know, here on the AI Guide, we like to follow up on certain topics. Why? Because things we told you in prior videos have already changed. And it's really important that you keep on the cutting edge of AI. Why? Because of impending job losses through automation. That's why. And we have a good drill down on something we've talked about quite a few times before, which is autonomous vehicles. So you guys may or may not know that there are supposedly independent research firms that produce studies, market analysis of various industries. And there's a lot of these firms because there's so many different industries. And typically, different firms focus on different things, like maybe a segment of manufacturing or a specific segment of technology or a specific segment of transportation or restaurants or whatever it is, doesn't matter. And so today we're going to talk about a firm called ID TechX, and they track all things technology driven, and they produce a lot of market studies that talk about different segments. So I had the pleasure of sitting in on one of their webinars this past week, and this webinar was about where is the drive to autonomous vehicles right now. Not in the past, because things change so quickly, and where is it right now today and what's happening in the future. So the first thing they said is, in big categories, autonomous vehicles are going to be led by trucks, not cars. Why? Because trucks have much more simple needs for autonomy than passenger cars do. And what do we mean by that? Well, for big trucks, most runs are in the huge tractor trailers, are point to point from distribution to distribution center, largely over freeways. Now then you get to medium-sized trucks, which do regional delivery, and local trucks, which we've talked about many times, last mile delivery. They're not talking about those as much because the first to automate, as we've talked about before, is large trucks traveling over the freeway. And again, and the last time I mentioned this, if you haven't seen the movie Logan, great preview of what's coming with autonomous trucks. But so they talk about what's going on with autonomous vehicles and heavy vehicles, and that is trucks and buses. So there's a few different elements of this. In the bus world, there's basically 3 different sizes. And those 3 sizes are robo-buses, which are small local transit buses. Then you have mid-sized budget buses, which are regional delivery, regional transport of people, rather. And finally, you've got the big buses like Greyhound and in the Northeast, Peter Pan. But these buses are usually city to city. And so buses are one element of this update, and trucks are the other. So the leading elements for full autonomy are the big rig trucks focused on freeway, and also large buses. And you are going to be surprised, very surprised, at how far these efforts have come, because until I sat in this webinar, I wasn't fully up to speed. And that's these people's job, right, at ID TechX, is whenever they present a paper and they sell these research studies, which I didn't buy, but I sat in on their webinar, which you can check out, idtechx.com. But these webinars give you a high-level overview without the detail needed if you're making and trying to sell a product to one of these markets. Then you need real detail about who the competition is, where they're at, and stuff like that. But for a high-level overview, these webinars are very interesting. So in terms of autonomy, fully autonomous, no driver in the vehicle trucks are rolling now today. You don't see a lot of them yet, but they are on the freeway today. And where are they on the freeway? Principally in the southwestern United States. We're talking the Texas to Arizona run. Why? Less traffic and generally very good weather, almost perfect weather for autonomy. And we've talked extensively about the challenges for autonomy in bad weather. In fact, I did a video on that probably a month ago. So that's where these trucks that are fully autonomous with no driver in them are running. In addition, they have safety driver autonomous trucks, which are level 4, level 5 being full autonomy, no driver in the truck. Level 4 autonomous trucks are doing the entire length of Route 10 from Florida to California. And they are racking up millions and millions of miles. So testing these trucks is very expensive because first you're making a truck that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not $1 million. And then you have to build up miles and miles and miles on it. So very interesting, I didn't realize, is one way they're offsetting the cost of this is actually running freight for customers now on these autonomous trucks. And particularly, again, from Texas through to Arizona. And one of the things they explained is that autonomy makes the most sense for trips that are over about 600-700 miles. Let's say 700 miles, 1,000 kilometers is what they actually said. But 700 miles here in the U.S. Why? Because truck drivers in most places are limited to driving no more than 11 hours a day. Why? They need to eat. They need to stop for the restroom, unless you unfortunately drive for Amazon. And they need to sleep, most importantly. So 11 hours a day is the capped limit. The beauty of these fully autonomous trucks is they can run 24/7. That's a powerful economic incentive. And in the next part, we're going to talk more about this, a little bit about buses and about the economics driving this whole revolution. So thanks so much for tuning in on part 1 of where are autonomous vehicles in development today. Okay, well, that wraps it up for today. Click the links below, get my book on Amazon, which will give you a really good view of the impact on 10 different industries right now of AI, and also the free resource link. Everything in the resource is totally free. So grab it and learn much more about AI, because that's going to have the biggest impact of anything on your career in your working lifetime. So thanks so much. Take care. We'll see you next time.